Greetings, my small business owners and entrepreneurs. This is CJ, and I'm producing this video just to help you guys. It's actually a continuation of my grant opportunities for small businesses, fourth quarter 2021. In that particular video, I talked about this particular grant specifically, Hello Alice, and it is the 2022 Small Business Growth Fund. It is due on December the 10th. There are some key things that I want to bring to you guys' attention. It's due, of course, December the 10th, 6 p.m. Eastern. Again, it is due December the 10th, 6 p.m. Eastern. So we are coming up on the due date here. I wanted to bring certain things to your attention, especially if you're going to write any grants. The very first thing is to make sure you read all of the instructions, the terms and conditions. Okay, make sure you read all of the terms and conditions. Get clear about your due dates. Be clear about your due dates and times. The second thing that I want to bring to your attention is the documents you're going to need when you're going to fill out this grant or any other kind of grant. You need your EIN. You're going to need your certificate of formation, because on there it says when your business was incorporated. You're also going to need your tax returns, because they want to know the amount of money that you in revenues that you have that you had for 2020. Okay. The other thing I wanted to bring to you guys' attention is the eligibility. If you noticed here, because I do have quite a bit of startups that I consult, if you notice here, there isn't a stipulation or a restriction in the time frame that you have had to be in business. So for those companies who are just starting, I would recommend to go for this particular grant. Okay, go ahead and it won't hurt to apply, because there's no specification. The second thing that I wanted to bring to you guys' attention is the actual application itself. I do have a listing of the questions. Now, the good thing about this particular grant is you can save as you go. You don't have to complete it in one sitting and submit it. You can save, and then if you need time to mull over a question, then you can save it and then return to it at a later date. Now, for some of those questions, one of the things I want to bring to your attention is this term, new majority owner. New majority owner. That term, they defined it in, of course, the parentheses. Now, that term is going to be used again at the end of the application. So keep it in mind as you are applying and writing, you're responding to the application. Keep this in mind. They do provide the actual definition of what a new majority owner is. The other thing I wanted, in the first few questions, they're just asking you who makes up, as far as the ownership, who makes up the organization, the percentage of individuals, meaning if there are any minorities or underrepresented groups, they want to know the percentage. And the other thing is they want to ensure that after you win, if you're selected to win, if indeed they can count on you to help them on the PR side. Now, to me, that's a win-win, because you're saying to their community, which is I think over 500,000 members, you're saying to them, hey, this is great. I won $5,000 from Hello Alice. I'm happy about that. And then at the same time, there's a spotlight that's on your business. So that's an opportunity for you to market your services as well. Okay, so it's a win-win if you do decide to take pictures and be in their videos and they contact you or what have you. The other thing that's imperative is please say yes to the question about the investment And what I mean by that is be transparent whenever there's a grant. When people are giving you money, please be transparent about how the money is being distributed, because it just helps, as far as making sure that people are invested in the right organization. We want to make sure that they're able to give to other organizations later. So just as a good practice, please let people know how you use the money that they entrusted to you. The other thing is, for question number 5, please, if you didn't know about this grant prior to looking at this video, then please give me credit. Put in other, and then once you select other and number 6, you can state where where did you hear it, and depending on which one of my handles or social media accounts, please state which one, either Wisdom Counselors LLC or Wisdom Counselors Learning Institute. Either way, please make sure to just give my company credit. Our job is to support small business owners. And yes, I am all for it, but at the same time, I would be equally as grateful if you guys could at least let the organization know that we have been really pushing this grant. The other thing is, in the grant application, they ask you, they just want to know a little bit more about you. Okay. The key thing that I did want to highlight here is, when it comes down to all certain demographics, please make sure to be honest. I know that there's some people who kind of frown upon, certain titles, if you will. But remember that the organizations there's a lot of funding to help people who have a disability, who've been diagnosed with a disability, military, women. There are a lot of programs that's out there for those individuals to participate in. And so funders, when they actually go and pursue funding, they also benefit from people being in certain entities, because that's, like I said, right now, those are some of the hot areas where we're trying to increase employment or businesses. Okay? So please, by all means, be honest about that section. When it comes down to business founded, this is a very tricky question, because I'm one of those people, and if you're anything like my company, I started off as a sole proprietor, then incorporated years later. So I usually recommend for people to align with their incorporation paperwork. And the reason being is because unless they ask, because some grant applications will ask when you started your operations, and then they'll ask when were you incorporated, knowing, and typically they know that there may have been a gap in the time frame. So, but in this case, I would strongly recommend to use your incorporated time frame, because your incorporated years, and the primary reason is because if they ask for the documentation, it's easier to produce the certificate of formation than an EIN, because I don't think on all EINs that the date that you received it, you have it, and not everyone get an EIN in the beginning when they become a sole proprietor also. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to bring to you guys' attention, please make sure, as far as the traditional bank, this question number 29, if you've been turned down for a traditional loan, please make sure you answer that. And honestly, again, there are statistics out there showing that there are certain groups of people who have a challenge with obtaining traditional banking loans. Now, this can go both ways. I'm not a funder for this particular grant. However, just from working with funders, one of the things that I found is, if they see that if they're an organization that is supporting diversity and kind of social enterprises, They will lean a little bit more toward people who cannot obtain the traditional bank loans. So that's another reason why it's good to answer that. Now, of course, I'm not the funder for this. However, from reading the general information that they have and kind of getting who they're supporting, I would recommend that if you are having the challenge with getting a traditional bank loan, to definitely let them know. Okay. The other question is tell us more about you. Now, this is the why. For people who come to my business, as far as consulting, if I'm consulting especially my startups and even those who are already in existence, is we start off with the why. So make sure you articulate the why. Why is your business in existence? Okay, what's that passion? What was it about? Something was missing in the market that you had to, and you have the solution for it, and you had to address it. Okay, so why are you in business? Why does your business exist? And this is the question that I was talking about before about the new majority owner. What they're asking for here is basically, if the new majority owner falls in that category and that didn't exist on the board before, or the ownership before, then basically you need to specify how you're going to support that individual. So make sure to do that. And that's it, guys. It's not a very complex application at all. Okay? You guys have a wonderful day.